Total One, this is amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vandergren in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vandergren in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to tell him to do. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner? Up through turns 2 and 3 they go. Round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble puddle right now because, tell you what, Bruce Tanek and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get a good run. Dodds just absolutely thinker, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRWtv. Welcome into round number 6 of season 1 of 2023 for the Legends World Challenge here out at Okayama International Circuit. The first half of our Friday night double bubble here on SRWtv. I'm your commentator here tonight, as always, Hamish Munro, bringing you all the action through sight and sound via SRWtv here on YouTube and on Facebook as well. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and the bell icon so you are notified whenever we bring you all of this hot racing action we have on offer for you throughout the week. But tonight is going to be a massive one. Round 6 on offer of the Legends World Challenge. Okayama, the start of our oceanic journey here to end out our season. The last time we are on international waters before heading back home into Australia for the final 3 rounds out at, of course, Oran Park, Bathurst, as well as Sandown. Okayama, though, we're running the short circuit here tonight. It's going to be a massive opportunity for these drivers to bank a heap of points with some of the championship favourites out of action here tonight. So we could be on for young and old out on this beautiful piece of the world here in Japan. We had some really foggy conditions when we first loaded into the server here tonight. Could barely see a thing. Very similar to how we were here last time for the supercars out at Fuji when we were last in Japan. Just, you could not see anything. Sun has finally broken through, though. We finally got some sunshine out here at Okayama, ladies and gentlemen, and it is going to be a massive night of racing, of course. This circuit, 1.9 Ks, of course. Counting around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corners at the back end of the Okayama circuit, of course. So it all encapsulates the first sector, pretty much. Then we head out towards the second last sector and then into the last sector of what would be the regular Okayama circuit. But it's all going to be on offer here tonight. So do not go anywhere. We've got practice happening at this moment in time. What a race we had last week at Hockenheim Short B circuit. It was absolutely incredible. One of the best races we have had all seasons, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed any of that, if you missed that action last week, you need to go back and watch it. It was awesome, absolutely awesome. The fight throughout the end of race 1 into race number 2 was absolutely epic. One of the best races of the season by far. But we could be on for another good race here tonight. Okayama offers some fantastic passing opportunities, fantastic battle opportunities as well to these drivers on track here tonight, obviously. Major overtaking opportunities. Of course, it all starts at turn 1 in the hard braking zone before the right-hander. You can then tuck it up the inside through the double right at 2 and 3. If you can then get the run down towards turn 5, you can tuck it up the inside there as well. Otherwise, you try and make your way around the final couple of corners and see if you can get the run down towards turn 1 down the main straight, of course. But please get into the chat if you are watching us here tonight. Give your love to some of your favourite drivers out there. Please do. We've already got Beck in the chat, giving her love to her partner, Mick Clifton. Go Mick Clifton team, accelerate. He's out here tonight for his first Legends World Challenge race. We'll see how he goes out on track. A couple of the returning drivers in the field as well. Di Feldman's now back with us this week. So is Dan Bartish and Tony Baker. We are without a couple of the Vermilion boys as well as Tyson McAvoy here tonight. But we've got the old favourites. Sam Katakazinis, Andrew Rushworth, of course. Jack Anderson, Jordan Ferguson, Ash DeVries as well, all amongst the field. So everything is going to be on offer for us here tonight in terms of some legendary action around here at Okayama. Practice, though, is going to come to an end momentarily, and we will get into the qualifying for tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be huge. We've had a huge season thus far. Huge chunk of points have been on offer throughout this whole season. And it is only getting better and better as the season goes on, of course. I'm just going to quickly pull up the points for myself, just so we can have a quick chat about it whilst qualifying is about to get started. So currently leading the championship before drop rounds, Tyson McAvoy leads the way on 787 points. Tony Baker, who is racing tonight, is in second on 764. Jack Anderson then third, 746. Andrew Rushworth is then fourth with 745. Ash DeVries makes up the top 5 in the championship with 719. Those are the only 5 drivers to do all 10 races over the past 5 rounds. One of them has taken a win, being Jack Anderson. None of the other drivers have taken a race win just yet this season. Tony Baker has finished inside the top 10 every single race that he has competed in thus far this season. So he has a great opportunity at getting some points here tonight, continuing his charge in the championship standings. It will see Tyson McAvoy drop some spots, though. Unfortunately, this should probably be his drop round here tonight. After Ash, we have Sam Katakazinos in P6 on 633 points. Dan Bartish, P7, 598 points. Jordan Ferguson, P8 on 536. Tyson Hanma in P9 on 493. And then Ben Faulkner makes up the top 10 in the championship, 473 points currently to his name in the championship standings, ladies and gentlemen. But cars are out on track. We've got qualifying action on offer for you, as Tony Baker, who we mentioned, in this championship fight at the moment with Tyson McAvoy and Jack Anderson as well. So he's got an opportunity to get a solid chunk of points for himself here tonight in the affair across both races at Okayama. Sam Katakazinos, he's on for a fastest sector in the first at the moment. He's at the fastest in the first, has gone just as good as his previous best in the second sector. Could have possibly had an off track, so this lap may not count for him when he crosses the line. But he's already showing that he has the pace early on offer for this running here tonight. Beck in the chat once again. Go Andrew Rushworth, you've got this. Great to have you out there with us once again, Beck. Giving the love to both Mickey Clifton and to Andrew Rushworth as well. First lap times are coming in for qualifying. Sam Katakazinos has gone provisional pole position with 1 minute dead 0.325, followed by Tony Baker 1 dead 0.470, then Rushworth P3 1 dead 0.752, Anderson then on a 101.0, and then DeVries on a 101.2. At the moment here, all the cars are out on track for qualifying. We mentioned Di Feldman back in the field, but we're looking forward to see how she goes in the racing here tonight for the Legends World Challenge. Mickey Clifton out on track for the first time this season. We'll see how he goes rocketing around this beautiful Okayama circuit at the moment. Baker's now gone provisional pole position with a 1 minute dead 0.212. So he has just pipped Katakazinos on that last run there. Clifton yet to get a clean lap time in. Anderson's now gone fastest in the first sector. Can he follow it up with an even faster lap time? No, he cannot. Dan Bartish as well. He's on all greens. He goes P3 on the road with a 1 dead 0.433. Chapman on for a mega lap. All green sectors for himself. Up towards the line now he comes. What's the time going to be for the Familiar Motorsports driver? P3 on the road, 1 dead 0.374. Ferguson has gone P8 on the road for his first time that counted, 101.431. Feldman, that was Feldman's time, but Ferguson's with a 101.2. Clifton still yet to cut a lap here in qualifying and put all the pieces together as he comes up towards the start-finish line now. What's the time going to be for Mickey Clifton in his first attempt in qualifying here? He's gone P5 on the road, a 1 dead 0.503. Very respectable time there from the debutant here tonight, who continues to get to grips with this machine. Tony Baker, though, provisional pole sitter. We are just about at the halfway point of this qualifying session, so not too long to go for these drivers to get lap times in. They are quick, fast, short, sharp lap times. Should mean we're going to see around about 10 laps in the first race, possibly 15 in the second, depending on what the race pace is like for these cars. but should be some great racing nonetheless. The times are super, super tight. They are nice and close across the whole field. That's what we love to see. That's what leads to this fantastic wheel-to-wheel battling that we see in this field every single week. As Rushworth has now gone provisional pole position to 1:198 for Andrew Rushworth, the Team Apex Esports League. He has now pipped Tony Baker to pole position. Are we going to see under a 1 minute lap time here tonight? Are we going to get to a 59? Can we see it happen? We've got 4.5 minutes to go for these drivers to get it, get it out of them. Find the pace in their cars. But Rushworth is now the provisional pole sitter. Katakazinos has now brought it back into the lane. Whether he's going to continue to have another attempt at qualifying, we'll have to wait and see. Clifton's gone personally better in the first sector. Just as good, if not worse, in the second. Down through the third sector now. What's it going to be? Another orange for him. Can he go any better than P7 at the moment for Mickey Clifton across the line? Has gone a 1:0.5, so he's consistent with those times, but he's not going any better at this stage. In fact, he is only 1,000th off the back of Jack Anderson's time at the moment. Anderson is a 1:0.508. Clifton is a 1:0.509. That is unbelievably close between them across these lap times at the moment. Ferguson now goes 1:0.9. So he's finally into the 60 seconds. Just waiting on De Vries and Feldman to join them, but the times are super, super close. The pace is nice and tight throughout this field, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, what could happen here tonight? We could be on for an absolute rocketing affair, as if the pace is this close and the drivers can keep it nice and clean, we could be on for one of the races of the season. Genuinely, this could lead to some phenomenal battling between this field, who could be on just for some exceptional racing. And that's what it's been. That's what it's been all about. This whole season, start of the Friday night double bubble, the Legends has just been producing some awesome racing as a fun, free series here on SRW. One that anyone can come and get involved with, as long as they have that D-Class license. You can come and have a run with us here on the Friday nights. Just got to sign up, register as a driver at the website, which is linked in the description for simracingworld.com.au. Send the confirmation of registration. You'll then get into the Discord. You'll be able to come race with us here in the Legends, or if you're interested in any other race series we offer, be sure to subscribe on the website as well. Pay your subs. Then you can race every single series that we have on offer here in SRW. Clifton's going to cross the line again. He's just unable to find any more pace out of this thing at the moment. And I feel like that's what's happening with the majority of the field. They've really found their maximum at this stage. They're just not quite able to find any more pace out of it. Andrew in the chat, cheers Beck, can't go any quicker than that. Oh, it's a phenomenal time from you, though, Andrew. Could be on here for your first pole position of the season. It'll be absolute scenes if it happens. Katakazinos crosses the line. Still slightly slower than his previous best. We have Kyle Gretsch in the race as well, so we have another driver now out on track, which means we have another entry into the series. Absolutely love to see it. So we'll get him on our list. He will be starting from the back of the grid, though, as he hasn't done a qualifying time yet. Absolutely wonderful. We've got about 10 seconds left here in qualifying. Katakazinos and Chapman, they're trying to find any which way of a time gain here that they can. As Katakazinos has gone pole, 1 minute, 0.1. with absolutely nothing left in the session. He crossed the line with seconds to go, and he's only just pipped Rushworth in an absolute blindsiding affair off the back of it. How in the hell has he done that? He has pulled that out of his absolute bum. I've got no idea how he's done that. Incredible stuff. Oh my God. What a front row we're going to have now in this race, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they're going to grid up for race number 1 here tonight. Regular racing as always. A 10-minute heat race. We then have a little break and then a 15-minute feature to end it all with a full reverse grid. Sam Katakazinas will start pole position here tonight ahead of Andrew Rushworth, Tony Baker and Sam Chapman on the second row of the grid, with Dan Bardish and Jack Anderson lining up to make up the top 6. Mick Clifton, Jordan Ferguson in behind them, with Ash DeVries, Di Feldman and Kyle Gretsch making up the rest of the running order. Andrew Rushworth, the chat, had to jinx me, Hamish Slow. I did not jinx you at all, Andrew. Did not jinx you at all. I did, we didn't see the 59 from anyone, but I mean, that they are some absolutely wild lap times from those front 2 drivers. Incredible. Sean Minichi in the chat. Great to have you out there with us, Sean. See you in the GTs later tonight. As we wait for Katakazinos, Rushworth and DeVries to join us on the starting grid here for race number 1. 10 minutes of racing to come here for the Legends World Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. We're just awaiting Sam Katakazinas now to get onto the grid. What could occur for us here in this race? What could occur? What could happen? Everyone's on the grid. Lights are going to go up. Let's go racing for race number 1 of round number 6 here at the Legends World Challenge 2024. We are go at Okayama, and there's been an absolute problematic happening in the background for Mickey Clifton. He has absolutely stalled it off the start line and has now dropped all the way to the back of the field off the start of this race. Up towards turn 2 they now come. Into 3 and then into turn 4. As Baker has now taken the lead from Katakazinas in towards turn 5. You can see them all in their line now, nice and tightly contested. Keeping themselves as congested as possible. Rushworth's had a bit of a moment, but he's had to keep it on going. He's already dropped it a couple of spots off this start. He's already down to P6, and he is not looking happy at the moment as they come out the exit of the final corner. He is struggling in this battle in the background as Baker has had a wild start to this race, already up into P1. In the background, we've already got Gretsch and Feldman and Clifton battling it out for the honours of the rear of the field, as Feldman runs it out wide at turn 1. And she has been left out to dry off the back of that one. Gretsch on debut here in the SRW Legends World Challenge, absolutely sliding it through the first couple of corners. He was under pressure from debutant Mick Clifton, so a couple of debutants at the back end of the field. Clifton now trying to get a move up the inside, cannot quite get there on Gretsch, but Gretsch makes a mistake, runs it wide. Clifton gets it for free, and now looks ahead to Ash DeVries in the Era 404 Family Guy machine in P8 on the road. He's got Ferguson just ahead of him, as well as Rushworth. Down through the final corner they come now. Then they got Bartish, Chapman, Katakazinos and Baker. And start lap 3. That's the running order of things at the moment. They make their way through turn number 2. And they're looking a little bit rhythmic at the moment. They've gotten into their rhythm, tightening themselves up, getting themselves sorted here. Possibly to make the assault later in the race. as Rushworth is still all over Jack Anderson at this stage in time. He's trying to apply this pressure as maximum as possible. On board with him now, down the straight for Andrew Rushworth. He hasn't quite gotten the run just yet. Up towards Anderson. Looking back off his car now, onto Rushworth. And I feel like Bartish at the moment is just starting to hold them up a little bit now. Because they're trying to make their way through, but they cannot find a pathway just yet. He's still just defending so well on Anderson. May take a mistake here for them to get an opportunity to get past him. He's down through the final corner. They rocket on down towards turn number 1. Baker, though, leads the way in dominant fashion at the moment. 0.6 of a second between him and Sam Katakazinas in P2. This will be a great point stall here for Tony Baker. He would be leading the championship after this round if he were to win the round outright. He's got some tough competitors in Katakazinas and Chapman in behind him, as well as Anderson and Bartish, who are lurking as well. Anderson's managed to get a run off of turn 4, tucks it up the inside, and the 319 machine gets the job done that time by on Bartish. Is he now going to leave the door open for Rushworth to sneak on through? Not quite close enough just yet. That now promotes Anderson up to P4 on the road and able to try and chase down Sam Chapman and Sam Katakazinos in behind the leader, Tony Baker, at the moment. Up towards the start-finish line. We are halfway through this race as the battles are just starting to heat up here at Okayama and in towards turn number 1. It's a great move by Anderson. Unbelievable move to get it past Bartish. Absolutely set him up like dynamite. Let's quickly just check out. The battle is absolutely on. Bartish is not quite close enough to Anderson to try and apply that pressure back on him. That's the gap ahead of Anderson right now, up to Chapman. As Gretsch is really struggling at the back end of the field. Really struggling at the moment. Let's check out some of the suspension travel on this thing around here. So you just see how loaded and unloaded that suspension gets. As we can see in the background, Mickey Clifton starting to put some pressure on De Vries. He's having to cover the inside line here on Rockstar Mickey Clifton on debut here tonight. Could not quite get it done on De Vries. Tried to go for the switchback. Didn't quite have the run on him this time by, oh my God, just getting super tightly tucked in behind De Vries there. Of course, Clifton had a bit more pace than him in qualifying, so he has got the pace over him around here tonight. It's whether he can get the move done, keep applying this pressure, because 3 minutes left of this race. It's going to be a tough task. De Vries, he knows how to defend. He can defend like it's nobody's business, and he's not going to make this easy for Mick. If he can, he will make him work for it as hard as possible. As they continue to flow up towards turn number 1, Clifton. Is he going to try and tuck it to the inside of De Vries? Not quite close enough to get him under brakes. Got no overlap on that run through there. De Vries is now going to try and hold position once again. Clifton up the inside, absolutely sends it under brakes, gets the job done. De Vries has had to let him go that time by. Clifton gets it through and now looks ahead to try and chase down Jordan Ferguson on the back end of the battle of Rushworth, Bartish and Anderson. This battle is heating up once again. Starting to get back into the swing of things. As Bartosz is all over Anderson right now. And this is massive championship implications. We mentioned at the start of the cast that these guys are all involved in the top 5 or top 10 of the championship. Of course, Anderson's P3 in the championship moment. Rushworth is P4. Bartosz is P7. So some big implications. As well as the fact that Baker is P2. Will be leading the championship after this round if he wins the round. Kanakazinos P6 in the championship. And he's up into P2 on the road at the moment. So he's got an opportunity for a solid gain of points here tonight if he can put 2 solid races together under his belt. As we have got a minute 20 left of this race. So it's looking like we're going to be on a 10-lap affair. It's looking like we're going to have 1 lap to go for Tony Baker when he crosses the line. Take home the chocolates here in race number 1. Is what has been a nice, solid race from him. He's managed to continue to apply this pressure on everyone else to try and catch up to him. Should I buy a table mount just to race these? 100% Hutto. 100%. They are so good. They are so much fun. They're difficult to drive, but they are so much fun. You know, you just rock up, come and have a crack. It is some phenomenal racing on a Friday night. I highly recommend. You know, just for legends, we want to see you out here. Be awesome to see you back on the field. As Baker comes up through in towards the end of Sector 2. It's been a dominating run from him in this race. He started P3 on the road, managed to pit both the front row runners of Katakazinas and Rushworth, and has now just rocketed away in the lead of things. Round the final corner, though, for Tony Baker. And he is going to take a dominant win here in race number 1. Katakazinos is going to come home P2 ahead of Sam Chapman. Anderson's going to survive the little triple threat battle between himself, Bartosz, and Rushworth. Ferguson home in P7 in behind them, with Clifton on debut. Home in P8 on the road. De Vries P9. Feldman in P10. And Gretsch in a lonely old P11 at the back end of the field in the Pedro Mobile. That was... You know, we saw some glimpses of great racing in that one. Some glimpses. I don't know if I saw enough to make me a believer that the racing is going to be that good in race 2. But, I don't know, reverse grids always throw it up for us. They always throw it up. It's an unknown. It is an unknown of what could occur in race number 2. We will have a short little warm-up / expression session in between the races, of course. Opportunity for the drivers to go use the facilities, as we have immediately gotten a lot foggier out there in between sessions. The fog has rolled in. So we've got a 3-minute warm-up now for these drivers to have a bit of an expression session, go use the facilities, get themselves a drink, get themselves a snack as well. As Ferguson and Anderson, you can barely see them down there. There we go. Bit of expression session stuff happening in the pit lane. Well, that burnout pretty much sums up how Gretsch's race went. Just colliding himself directly into the wall off the back of trying to do a burnout. Ferguson, well, you can say one thing about him, at least he can do a burnout. Can't really race that well recently in these things. He has been struggling. Phenomenal stuff. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get involved in the Legends World Challenge, then be sure to head to the link in the description, which is www.simracingworld.com.au. That is www.simracingworld. register as a driver, send proof of your registration to the SRW Facebook page via the messenger. They will then get you into the Discord. You can then come and sign up and register in the Discord as a driver of this series and come and join us for some absolutely awesome Friday night action here in the Legends World Challenge. It has been incredible. They are, you know what? I'm going to claim it's not fog, it's just tyre smoke that is hindering us at this track here tonight as a lot of drivers start to head out on track as others begin to produce more and more tyre smoke for us to barely see anything out on track. We've got to give a massive shout out as well to all of our series sponsors, of course, including our title sponsors, Warren and Brown Tools, their continued support of the Tuesday night Supercars, Friday night GTDs still to come tonight for Hockenheim, and the Sunday night Supercars as well. Also to Cooler Master for picking up their support on the Wednesday night Super Formula Championship, to Shannon's for continuing their support on the GR86 Nationals, as well as all of our other sponsors, NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, Ingram Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be seen and found on Paramount, on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia in their little studio news and interview segments. Andrew Rushworth in the chat. One tiny mistake and I dropped like a fly. So close in time to these drivers. Love these cars. They are absolutely phenomenal. They produce some great racing amongst this field. It has been awesome to see how these drivers have handled these little pocket rocket machines, as Bartish is now doing a burnout on track as well. I've got no idea where Anderson and Gretsch went off the back of the little expression session, but we have got one race to go here tonight for round number 6, ladies and gentlemen. The 15-minute feature race. They will start how they ended in race number 1, of course, as being a full reverse grid. Kyle Gretsch will start on pole position. Had Ty Feldman in P2, Ash DeVries P3 with Mick Clifton alongside him, Jordan Ferguson, Andrew Rushworth on the third row of the grid, Dan Bartish, Jack Anderson, Sam Chapman, Sam Katakazinos, and Tony Baker makes up the rest of the field here in race number 2. 11 cars in this race with Kyle Gretsch on pole, on debut. How long does he last at the front end of the field? This might be a tough task for him, I think. Might be a tough task. We'll have to wait and see. We're just awaiting Rushworth and Chapman to join the grid. Once they have joined, we will be going racing now. It is just Mr. Rushworth. He's on grid. So lights should be up very, very shortly. Kyle in the chat. Pole! On pole. On pole as lights go up. No pressure, Kyle. No pressure at all. Lights are up. Let's go racing at Okayama. We are go. Off the start line. Rocketing through the fog down towards turn number 1. And DeVries is already up the inside of Gretsch through 1. And it looks to have taken the lead early doors in this one here, ladies and gentlemen. So Gretsch did not last long in pole position, as DeVries now leads the way. Ferguson in behind, of course, with Feldman and Clifton and Bartish all there. Rushworth, Katakazinos, Anderson. There's been a massive stack in the background with Baker and Bartish as well. That's a big one at the back end of the field. Massive championship implications off the back of that, as Gretsch has now spun it round to the pole sitter. He has now dropped positions as well. I believe Feldman was also involved in that stack. Unbelievable stuff off the early portion of this race. Let's just quickly get a replay of this happening. So there's Baker. He's got Katakazinos on the outside. There's Rushworth. Oh, my God. So it was the slight contact with Feldman that actually caused that. Who was it that actually hit Feldman? I'm not even sure. That was huge. Oh, no, Mick Clifton. He's now dropping spots as well. He's at a spin. You can barely see it. It was down after turn 1. Oh no, you hate to see it there for Mickey Clifton. Feldman's now in the pit lane as well. De Vries, though, leads the way. Ferguson in behind him. We've got Chapman, Katakazinas, Rushworth, Anderson, Gretsch, Bartish, Baker, Clifton, and then Feldman makes up the rest of the grid. Oh, what a shame. What a shame there for Mickey Clifton. But at the front end, Ash De Vries right now is on for something absolutely spectacular if he can put all the puzzle pieces together. At the moment, it would be Sam Chapman winning the round. As De Vries still runs it round ahead of Ferguson. There's been a stellar night of racing thus far. We're only 2.5 minutes into this thing. We've already had a big old stack at the mid-pack of the field. And De Vries has done well here just to hold on at the front end. He got the job done early on Gretsch. Probably helped him in the end. Now allows him to look forward and just reflect and reapply himself to what he now needs to do to hold off Ferguson in behind him. This fog is absolutely atrocious out here right now. The drivers can at least see, but we cannot see anything from too far away. Ferguson, though, is right on Ash De Vries. Chapman now trying to get it done up the inside. In the battle for P2. Chapman is trying to get the job done here on Ferguson. Oh, trying to get the fight still going. Had to lock it up to avoid contact. Chapman now takes home the position of P2. 3 3/4 minutes into this race. Katakazinos, though, is now lurking in behind. As they come up towards the final corner. De Vries still leads them. It has been intensifying since the dying embers of race 2. Or race 1, I should say. The dying embers of race 1. This battle's just starting to heat up. How long can De Vries last at the front end of the field for a win? He's got Chapman lurking in behind him. And there's Katakazinos a couple of positions back. Oh, Katakazinos is trying to send it on Ferguson. Up the inside. Can he get the job done? Ferguson does the inside line at the next corner. If he can get the run down the straight, he'll be able to hold him off. Manages to hold out P3 on the road at the moment for Jordan Ferguson. As Chapman and De Vries side by side down towards turn number 1. Can Chapman get it done to take home the lead? Gets it done. So it's now Chapman that leads the way. De Vries, though, trying to come back at him here to claim the position back again. Still side by side. Chapman's trying to hold him off as best he can. Gets it done in the end as Anderson and Rushworth now starting to rubber band up on to the back end of this battle. As they make their way through up towards the final couple of corners. Baker, though, this is not the race that he would have wanted. He's all the way back in P10. Would not be taking home maximum points now. He needed to maximise on this run with McAvoy out. And up through turn 1, they flow on through. Almost just waiting for them to heat up here a little bit. As Anderson puts the pressure on Katakazinos. 3 wide. Ferguson's been knocked. Anderson's trying to make his way through as well. Ferguson had a knock there from Katakazinos. Oh my God, you cannot see anything through this fog. You just cannot see a thing at the moment. Anderson and Katakazinos 2 wide through 1. Can't quite get there just yet. Come up towards the top of the hill. See, Anderson is putting maximum pressure on him right now. It's down towards 1. Katakazinos. De Vries in the battle for P2. Can Katakazinos get past him here? Not quite close enough just yet, but now trying to hug the inside line at turn 2. Gets the job done. Anderson trying to snuck up the inside as well. Wasn't quite there just yet. Rushworth is now lurking in the background too. And Anderson is all over De Vries. Inside run. Oh, needs to be careful of the knock. But De Vries survives for now. As they continue their run down towards turn number 1.